Oh, Inlet Pulse.
Yeah, I would call it.
I hate that card.
It's gonna draw him another in the pulse at the end of the turn.
And he's gonna drive check an Inlet Pulse and he's gonna draw another one.
I would time.
Hey everyone, this is Curb and I bring you another standard match. Today we have a little bit more of a casual match. We have myself on left playing Coral, which is a deck I have been kind of messing around with since it came out. Haven't really landed on a solid build yet, unfortunately. I think there's like 8 slots that you can do anything you want with, and it's really difficult to like decide what exactly the best slots are. So kind of still working on, which is why you haven't seen a lot of Coral content or like a deck profile. But if you guys do want one, I can definitely give you one of what my current list is looking like. Anyways, on the right we do have Orion, my deck tester, who is going to be playing Flagburg. He just absolutely refuses to let Flagburg die. I don't know why. I guess he enjoys playing decks that make him suffer, maybe. But anyways, we do have myself going first, which is kind of where Coral wants to be. I mean, I would say Coral is a decent deck going both first and second, because like if you go first, you scale really well against like a grade 2 Vanguard, and if you go second, you do have access to a lot more of your powerful skills, because some of them are locked behind your opponent being on grade 3. So anyways, riding into the grade 2 Coral does allow you to check top 7 and add either a grade 3 card from among them or a Coral. I'm going to be calling out one of the kind of high rollish cards here, a card that you potentially could play in Coral, the Valfurth, because it has an optional soul charge on place, so theoretically you could soul charge a Coral and just get free advantage from that, because you do need to get a lot of Corals. Anyways, swinging with the Vanguard Coral allows me to bounce the Rearguard Coral, because it's exactly like, I think the grade 2 Kyrie does the exact same thing. And then we also see myself playing Uika here, which is okay, but it's mostly here because it lets you reuse the Valfur, whatever her name is, but she is probably like a really solid deck card for this deck. The one thing that, you know, Coral does have going against it is that you need to have Corals in the Soul, so that kind of locks out your access to any like Soul Blast cards, and then you also need to Energy Blast 4 every single turn, so that kind of like locks you out of your Energy Blast cards. So effectively what you're doing when you play Coral is you have to play solely using Counter Blast as the only cost that you can actually use, which is actually perfectly fine. You're not actually hurt that much by it. We are going to see me using the Coral skill here, putting the grade 2 Coral in the Soul, which when you do so lets you energy charge 1 and draw a card. You draw a card inherently off of putting the card in the Soul, but putting the grade 2 lets you draw another one, energy charge 2, and then you choose one of your rearguards that gets 5k. Going to be calling out this, I always just call her the Get Coral Backer. She's a 15k attacker and 10k shield. On place, she does let you CB1 and add a Coral. So even though there aren't a lot of Corals right now, it is definitely very feasible to, you know, actually get them back and recycle them. But sometimes you do have a little bit of challenge with some things. But anyways, I'm going to be changing my mind here so I can give the 5k from the grade 2 Coral to this Rearguard, because it does hit better numbers. Hitting 15, and then the extra 5k makes it 20, and then of course with Coral skill, Energy Blasting 4 lets you add 5k for every 2 Corals in your Soul, which is an extra 10k to the entire front row. So we got, as you can see, completely bodying this grade 2 Vanguard. Of course, it does also have to do with the fact that, you know, I am against Flagburg here. So now you do see the small issue I'm kind of running into here, which is that I have 4 Soul, but all my Soul is Coral. I could bounce back the grade 2 with the Uika skill. You can also actually bounce back that grade 3 during the end phase by Soul Blasting, which is pretty good, honestly. Like, Coral can actually efficiently clear its board if it really needs to, but you know, that's just kind of one of the things that, you know, makes it kind of good. But it's definitely lacking something. My guess is more Corals, honestly. Like, once we get a couple more Corals, like maybe even 1 or 2, then things really start cooking. Anyways, I've been completely neglecting what Flagburg has been doing, which is, you know, for good reason. Flagburg doesn't really do a lot. But Orion riding up into Flagburg at long last, already at 4 damage. Going to be revealing the Flagburg in hand to call out the Ascendance Assault, activating the Naturi Habitat in order to get out that Inlet Pulse, a card that I still do not like even in Flagburg. I'm going to be calling a High Rate Pulse Dragon there. Doesn't really matter where we give the skill because, you know, Inlet is already going to be swinging in for 13. I believe we're going to be just swinging in at the Vanguard there. Going to be an easy 5k block using Inlet Pulse's skill. Whoa! Did you know Inlet Pulse has another skill? But yeah, gonna be swinging the Ascendance Assault in at the grade 2, but unfortunately it is a +5/+5 during both players' turns. So Orion's kind of deciding, do I want to actually have this attack fizzle, or do I want to get the next attack actually hitting? Because you can only get one, which is another reason why Flagburg is no longer really good at the moment. But anyways, swinging in the Inlet Pulse for the second time here. Trying to decide what I want to do here. I just could guard with that draw trigger. I'm going to be wasting shield either way. Going to go ahead and intercept just to block that last one. I don't think I had like a good 5k shield. And it was like, honestly, another positive about Coral is that like it has so many 10k shields, because actually all your Corals gain an extra 5k shield, which comes up like more often than you think. If you run into the problem of having too many Corals, which, you know, isn't really that much of a problem, but you can always just use them as shield. But swinging in the Flagburg, I'm just going to be taking this. Let me try checking an Atkins and another Arkins as I hit a defensive draw trigger to turn this very bad situation into a very worse situation here. Be energy charging the 3. And then Persona Riding, which Persona Riding also does really good because, you know, that puts another Coral in the soul. Basically giving you another 5k if you Persona Ride and use the skill to add the Coral. Gonna go ahead and use the skill, putting another grade 2, drawing the card off the Coral skill, adding the 5k to that grade 3, who is also a really solid card. It's just on attack CB1 draw card, get 5k, which you think wouldn't be that good, but honestly, like, it's already fat enough. It doesn't really need like more power. But, you know, basically, what I like to say about this deck is every single counterblast you have converts into drawing a card, and you do actually have ways to countercharge. So, like, you can draw upwards of like 9 cards a game off of skills. I'm gonna opt to not use the Volfrey here, just to, you know, I kind of want to convert it into an extra 5k, because yeah, I could CB1 draw, or I could CB1 draw and get 5k, so I'm going to opt to go for that instead. I'm going to be swinging this first swing. Everything in the front row is getting an extra 25k power thanks to Persona Ride and having 6 Corals in the soul, which gives another 15k to the entire front row here. And then since I did put a Coral in the soul, of course I am going to get those 4 attacks. But of course all of them are really big. This is a 38 twin drive. It is actually possible to Coral triple drive, but this is just gonna be a twin drive. And don't forget, now that you're at grade 3, Coral does also get a critical for no reason. Like, why does Coral get a crit? Like, I don't think original Coral ever got crit. But anyways, Ryan here just kind of deciding what he wants to do. This other column is also pretty stacked, because now that I have a copy of Coral in the soul, the grade 3, she is a 15k attacker plus that 13k boost, and then 25 is going to make it really big here. As we're going to be guarding for 15, 34, I think that's like a 1 to pass, and I am going to break through, hit 3 damage at a player on 5. So that is going to be the end of the match. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to do those YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.